It's disgusting.
Cream soda.
Cream soda?
Cream soda is the best.
You wake up
And knowing cream soda is
knowing cream soda, you stick with that. So you just, I'm about to pop up with this nice cream soda. That's disgusting. That's totally disgusting.
I come to the function.
No, you ain't coming to the function. We leaving you out because why is you drinking cream soda? That's disgusting.
Coming to the function.
No, you're not coming to the function. I'm gonna look outside the door and be like, oh yeah, Raph, what'd you bring? Oh, you'd be like, cream soda. Get the fuck out of the function, bro. No, I'm not doing this with you. It's disgusting. You know what's a good soda? Fanta.
No.
Fanta's a great soda. Fanta's a great soda. You ever tried peach Fanta?
I'm gonna try.
It's not.
Strawberry Fanta.
Strawberry Fanta. See, we can agree to strawberry Fanta.
But cream soda.
Cream soda is not it.
Top.
No, it's not on top. It should be at the bottom. Stuck under my foot. My dirty, large foot. That's where it should be. Disgusting.
Cream soda.
Disgusting.
Cream soda? Man, who the hell are these guys? They're turtles. Why is it that Batman is the only superhero that gets to hang out with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Oh. That was a really boring answer. Do you remember a long time ago, I said,
Sometimes I get really jealous of the stuff Batman has because it feels like he just has way cooler stuff than Spider-Man does.
well, here I am, again, jealous of Batman. I'll admit I wasn't too interested in the TMNT until the show Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out. I saw the video Godzilla Mendoza made on it and I went to go check it out for myself. After seeing how beautiful the animation was, I decided to give it a try, and I was fully aware that these turtles aren't the same ones that everyone else loves. I know that some people hate this version of the TMNT, and I can see their reasons. Sometimes the turtles are a bit annoyingly incompetent. There's several instances where I can recall one of the bad guys picking up one of the turtles and throwing him into the rest of them, and somehow successfully KOing all of them with that one move like they're all just a set of bowling balls and pins. Maybe you don't find Donnie funny, and maybe you prefer when he acted like a shy nerd and less of a theater kid. Maybe you miss Raph's anger issues and don't like him as a leader. Maybe Leo acting like Ben Schwartz all the time is annoying. And maybe you don't like ADHD Mikey. Fine, but I like all of those things. You don't have to like them, but I do. And I definitely recommend giving Rise of the TMNT a try. The art style is amazing, the fights are animated with what would look cooler in mind, and not what would make more sense, which often makes watching them much more fun. If you don't watch it, that's fine, but you're turning down some eye candy. Anyway, I am insanely upset and jealous that Batman is the one that gets to hang out with the turtles. Spider-Man would fit so much better. Spider-Man is from New York, he loves pizza, he's a tech genius, he's responsible, he's funny, and he's known to be a bit bitter. Do you get my point? Okay, cool. Now I'm going to show you some concepts for how I think a team-up with Spider-Man and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would go. You can have a young and fresh Lee and Ditko Spider-Man. As Peter Parker, he has no friends and no bitches. Spider-Man discovers the Turtles one day and often gets into disputes with them, as he usually does with most superhero teams in his early days. This was so Spider-Man wouldn't be lumped into the comic series that made less money than his did, which is why he wasn't able to join other teams because he made enough money on his own in comic sales. If you go this route, you might have Spider-Man fighting the TMNT more than usual, but nonetheless it'd be pretty interesting. You could have a Prime Spider-Man. He's started training Miles Morales. Aunt May knows he's Spider-Man. He's married to Mary Jane. This is the Prime Spider-Man. Spider-Man befriends the Turtles and actually notices the features that make them distinct from one another. I could see him becoming extremely close with the Turtles and having almost as close of a relationship with them as he does with the Fantastic Four. If you go this route, you could have Spider-Man show up every now and then to help the TMNT, and vice versa. Or you could try teaming the TMNT with an older Spider-Man, Peter B. Parker style. Maybe you could have this Peter start a family with MJ, maybe he's the father of Mayday Parker, Spider-Girl, and maybe Miles Morales has fully replaced him as Spider-Man, and only sometimes goes out to fight crime. He starts to see his younger self in the Turtles, unlike the previous Prime Peter who saw his current self in the Turtles. He's much older, much wiser, and maybe a little more jaded. With this route, you'd maybe have a bit more of a heartwarming story, as Peter isn't much of himself as he used to be. Maybe he doesn't care about being Spider-Man as much as he used to anymore. But each of the Turtles' unique traits inspire him to be himself again. Donnie's tech reignites his love for science, Michelangelo makes him laugh again, and Leonardo inspires him to be a more optimistic hero, alongside Raphael's fire for fighting. So that's all the Peters you could choose. Now on to how I think Peter would interact with each of the Turtles. Now before I start, I do want to say that my only experience with the TMNT is watching the entirety of Rise. I am currently working on watching the 2012 show, and I saw the Michael Bay movie one time, and I don't remember a single thing about it. Now, let's start with my favorite turtle, Donatello. Do I have to explain why these two would be friends? Both of them picked on for their incredible minds by their peers, both genius inventors and knowledgeable in several different fields of science. Donnie and Peter would totally check out each other's tech, call each other for scientific advice, work together on inventions. Peter would definitely be the closest to Donnie, and Donnie is definitely his favorite turtle. You could also have Donnie feel threatened by someone as smart as him hanging out with the Turtles, and maybe constantly trying to one-up Peter, and maybe they have sort of an enemies to friends rivalry. But that kind of reads like a single episode plotline. I'm going to do the rest of these sections unscripted, and I'm going to try to talk as fast as I can, so there's not a lot of pauses between my words. So, you cannot tell me this interaction on screen would not happen. This is canon, this is real, and this is something that would totally happen. Peter enjoys Mikey's company. He finds him funny, he finds him entertaining, and he's pretty cool to hang around. Also, if you chose Prime Peter Parker, you can also add Miles Morales to this equation. And I honestly feel like Miles Morales and Michelangelo would have it much more interesting than Peter Parker and Michelangelo. I honestly think having all three of them hang out together would be pretty cool, but I definitely think these three would get along. Leonardo and Spider-Man have a deep understanding of the burdens each other carry. Leonardo feels like he has to carry the weight of the world in protecting his brothers and leading them, and Spider-Man feels the same weight when it comes to protecting the city and the ones he loves. I could see these two talking about their problems, the sacrifices they've made, and just in general, maybe being a shoulder to cry on for one another. They're both two figures burdened by responsibility, with no choice but to take it up. I think they'd get along. So, I'll be honest, I have no idea how these two would interact. I think it's in part due to my exposure to Rise Raph, who is a lot nicer than most iterations of Raphael. I personally just don't think I have enough experience with a more angry Raphael to be able to genuinely depict what their relationship would be like. Maybe Spider-Man likes to pick on him and make him angry, like a lot of the Turtles do in the 2012 show. Maybe Raph thinks Spider-Man is lame and is just another nerd walking around the lair, this time wearing red and blue and not purple. Or maybe he thinks he's just as responsible and annoying as Leo is. Who knows? I'm not experienced enough to be able to give an accurate description here. Although you guys can chime in the comments, because I do read your comments. Also, I forgot to mention in the Donatello section, here's some artwork made by Hey Hey Uday. They specifically inquired about making some art for a video, and I gave them this prompt, and this is what they came back to me with. I really like it. You should go check out their Instagram. And, that's about it. I've laid out all my cards on the table, and that's pretty much all I think this crossover could do within the confines of my brain right now. Of course, there's a lot more I could have mapped out. I do think a great potential villain for Spider-Man and the Turtles to team up against would be Kraven. Maybe Kraven would want to hunt the Turtles or whatever, just the same way he wants to hunt Spider-Man. I think Kraven would be a great choice. You could also have Kraven team up with the Foot Clan, maybe even team up with Shredder. Maybe if you chose Prime Spider-Man, Aunt May can come by the Turtles' lair and hang out with Shredder while the boys go out and get pizza or something, I don't know. But that's pretty much all for my supposed crossover between Spider-Man and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I also hope you guys enjoyed the little animated section at the beginning. Leonardo and Raphael were voiced by my friends Trey and Dylan, and if you liked the way they were talking, you liked their dynamic, you enjoyed it, you could go check out our group channel, the Florida Sandlot 5. It's a fun channel where a lot of stupid things happen. It's sort of like a vlog channel. If you want to get to know me personally and what sort of happens in my life when I'm not doing stuff like this, you could always check out that channel. I really appreciate it because I'm trying to help me and my friends take off, and I want to take them into YouTube monetization with me. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. And also, if you guys like the animated segments, please let me know, because then I will do more for more videos. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.